Hello, my friends. My name is Tarcisio Barison, and I'm a chess player. And I guess you too are a chess player, maybe a grandmaster, or you'd like to be a grandmaster, right? So this is the play I have created for you. This is GrandChess, the present-day upgrade of chess. This is the real challenge for the brains of grandmasters and for the supercomputers of the future. This is like chess, with the same rules as chess, but much, much bigger. This is really huge, my friends, with much more space and an enormously larger number of opportunities. Let's see how it works in this small video series. Traditional chess is a battle played on a flat battlefield, a chessboard made up of 64 squares, right? That is two-dimensional. Well, this GrandChess framework instead is three-dimensional. You play within a space made up of 512 boxes. What boxes? Yes, they are cubic spaces like this. You should imagine boxes inside here, and there are 512 of these. Each of them can contain a grand piece, or it can be empty. Yes, because we also have grand pieces over here. You don't have 16 pieces like in common chess, but 128 grand pieces. It's quite a huge army that you can move, okay? And your opponent also has 128 grand pieces, of course. On next video, number 2, we will see how you move your grand pieces. But in this video number 1, we need to get a look at how the GrandChess framework is made and some of its parts that are important to understand. Okay, this looks like an 8-story building. Yes, we have 8 levels, and each of them is made like a traditional chessboard. Each of these decks is a level plane. Remember this. Level planes are named with Greek letters: alpha, beta, gamma, delta, epsilon, zeta, eta, theta. 8 letters from the Greek alphabet. You find them in science and mathematics, especially in spatial geometry, to refer to, guess what? The planes. But don't think about these layers as flat floors. Level planes are made like this. They are a collection of 64 boxes disposed as the 64 squares in a chessboard. But we're dealing with 3-dimensional spaces here. Anyway, let's get a look at the starting position. Didn't you notice anything up there? We can take a closer look. Yes, on level plane epsilon, the position is exactly the same as in the traditional play, both on white side and black side. I've told you before, it's roughly the same game, only much bigger. Moreover, if you look at level plane delta, the position here is almost the same. You only have another grand queen instead of the grand king. The boxes' colors also are reversed, and everything else is the same. Level planes alpha and beta form the lower wing. Alpha, beta, gamma, and delta form the lower side. Eta and theta form the upper wing. Epsilon, zeta, eta, and theta form the upper side. This will be useful for strategy. Okay, but level planes are not the only planes up here. Look at this. This is a prospect plane. It's vertical, yes, and it's also made of 64 boxes. The boxes I found are a bit too little, but I think you understand what I mean. There are 8 prospect planes like this, and they're named with Latin letters. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. Prospect planes A and B form the queen's wing. A, B, C, and D form the queen's side. G and H form the king's wing. E, F, G, and H form the king's side. And if you get a closer look, you'll notice that this prospect plane E also has the same starting position as in chess. It's vertical, but it's the same on white side and black side as well. Just imagine a chessboard put in vertical position. Then, if you look at prospect plane D, here also you'll see that this is the same position with another grand queen instead of the grand king, and reversed colors of the boxes. All the rest is the same. And do you think that's all? No, then we have rank planes, which too are vertical, but they're positioned like this. They're named with numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Rank planes 1 and 2 form the white's wing or white's array. 1, 2, 3, and 4 form the white's side. 7 and 8 form the black's wing or black's array. 5, 6, 7, and 8 form the black's side. In the starting position, rank plane 1 holds all the white's major grand pieces. Rank plane 2 is occupied by 64 white grand pawns. Rank planes 3, 4, 5, and 6 are empty. Then rank plane 7 is occupied by 64 black grand pawns, and rank plane 8 holds all the black's major grand pieces. From what we've seen, actually every box belongs to a level plane, a prospect plane, and a rank plane. Thus, it is uniquely identified with the 3 coordinates of its planes. So this is alpha A1. This is zeta H4. This other one is theta C7, etc. We have 3 coordinates instead of 2, a Greek letter, a Latin letter, and a number. This kind of notation is very easy after all. You just have to start with the Greek letter to determine the level plane. The rest is the same notation you know in chess. So why are these planes so important, my friends? Well, if you manage the planes correctly, you can move your grand pieces the same way as you move pieces in chess. In practice, you always move on a chessboard. 8 level planes, 8 prospect planes, 8 rank planes. You play on the vertical planes as well as on the horizontal ones. So, summarizing, here you have 8 times as many boxes, 8 times as many grand pieces, and 24 times as many chessboards. 8 plus 8 plus 8. You know that grandmasters sometimes play simuls against many opponents on several chessboards. Well, when you play grand chess, it's like you're playing a simul against your single opponent on 24 chessboards. That's why I told you that this is the game for grandmasters. Pay attention. Each grand piece positioned in a box is actually positioned on 3 chessboards. They are a horizontal chessboard or level plane, a vertical chessboard positioned like this, that is a prospect plane, and a vertical chessboard positioned like this, which is a rank plane. That's why we call them grand pieces instead of pieces, because they can move on 3 chessboards. With a partial exception of grand pawns that only move in advancement, like in chess, for your grand pieces you can choose on which plane you want to move them, because you are the master of your play. We will see this on video lesson number 2. Well, the equivalents of our two-dimensional planes in normal chess are one-dimensional lines that we call files and rows, and are corresponding to the coordinates, letters, and numbers. Here in GrandChess, if you consider any level plane and any prospect plane, their intersection is a line of 8 boxes that we call a file. For example, these boxes, all of them have coordinates eta and g, but they differ in the last coordinate, eta g1, eta g2, eta g3, etc. So they form a file eta g. If you consider any level plane and any rank plane, their intersection also is a line of 8 boxes that we call a row. For example, these boxes, all of them have coordinates delta and 3, but they differ in the middle coordinate, delta A3, delta B3, delta C3, etc. So they form row delta 3. Finally, if you consider any prospect plane and any rank plane, their intersection again is a line of 8 boxes. We call this line a column or a pile. Take for instance these boxes. All of them have coordinates F3, but they differ in the first coordinate, alpha F3, beta F3, gamma F3, etc. So they form column F3. They stand like a stack of 8 traditional squares, all of them in the position F3 that you already know, but on different levels. Another interesting part of the GrandChess framework, which is useful for strategy, is the narrow center that you see here. It's a small cube made up of 8 boxes, corresponding to the central 4 squares in chess. A larger portion of the GrandChess framework is the larger center, which is a bigger cube made up of, guess what? 64 boxes. You can see them here. In chess, you have 16 squares for the larger center. Here, the larger center is equivalent to an entire chessboard, but made up in a cubic shape. Okay, fellows GrandChess players, after this, please see video number 2 if you want to learn how to move your grand pieces. Then video number 3 to understand some important special moves. And finally, video number 4 if you want to learn how to win a game and beat your opponent with a grand checkmate.